I don't know. Could still just be friends. Could still just be friends. What's up? Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Tuesday night, so we're ready to get back into it and talk about all things Kaleidoscope, the episode Violet. Two coming down and talking with me today, of course, we got the violent origins of Stank Edgar. What's good, Edgar?
What is going on? What is going on? Lovely to be here.
Ready to do it and get into it. And the one coming with us, of course, the one, the only Fandom D Saint. What's good tonight, brother?
Yo, probably the best episode of Kaleidoscope we have seen thus far. We talking about it tonight.
He likes it. We got some origin stories in. We got some answers. We get to see what happened and how we got to where we're at. And oh yeah, we definitely got some answers. I liked it, and yeah, I'm definitely ready to get into it. What's up, Peter Griffin? I see you out there. Sorry we missed you guys last Thursday, but we're gonna make up for it today and get into all things Kaleidoscope, the Violet episode, 24 years before the heist.
That was my bad. Blame Amazon. It made me think I saw the episode. I clearly didn't.
Blame Amazon. Blame Amazon. Well, big shocker. It looks like Ray and Roger used to be partners back in the day, and it looks like Roger would line him up and Ray would clean him out. But how brazen was Ray? Like when he heard the people come home and just kept on drilling into the safe like it was no big deal. It kind of let us know instantly that Roger was in on it. But I don't know. I knew he didn't just happen upon Ray up there, but I mean, shouldn't Ray been a little more careful, fandom?
Not only that, he had like so much faith that Ray had it handled. Like if I heard someone coming, I'd been like, "Hold up!" I quit quiet instantly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like putting too much faith into it, and I mean, just like he said, "Oh boy's like, I hear you drilling. What are you doing?" Like, I mean, but again, I mean, Ray was a shit partner. Can't keep people out of the house. Can't slow people down from coming into the room. And of course, you know that little part where he causes your wife to die and doesn't save her when giving her a chance. Like, could you have asked for a worse partner, AK?
Bruh. Like the only person that could have possibly been worse is like Ramsey Bolton. Like, bruh, I don't even have words. I almost don't have words for Ray. He's ridiculously lazy with all of his tomfoolery.
Unbelievable.
Annoying.
Just not thinking it through, not thinking of the big picture, and has some huge repercussions because of it. But he did, however, save Ray's life when he decided to lock himself into the safe when he hid when the owner of the place came home. Like, out of all the places in that closet you could have hid, why are you going to jump into a sealed, airtight safe? Like, I mean, it was almost curtains for a man. Like, he was not thinking on that one, fandom. How's he slipping?
That was like the best hiding place. Literally, the moment he figured out like I didn't see him anymore, I'm like, I bet he hopped into the safe because that's literally like the best place. Granted, unsafe at the same time, the best safe.
Where else was he gonna go though?
Dude, hide behind some suits, get behind a plant in there. I mean, that man had
those suits weren't low enough.
And plus, he went for the whatchamacallit, what do you call them? The gown. So it's like, imagine he went for the gown and boom, he saw him. The gown.
His robe.
Yeah, there we go. That's the one. Correct.
Oh, if he
gown.
Yeah. Gown. Oh yeah, I forgot women.
The first thing that popped in your head.
Oh, that would have been amazing. But yeah, I don't know. That seemed like a pretty big closet. It had an island. Like, I'd have just kept walking around the island when he came in or something. I don't know, but it just seemed like I'm not trying to get into an airtight safe and just hope my man gets me back out in time. That was crazy.
And that's like the second time now. It's like it's the safe, and then before it was the car where he had like this man got some good lungs.
No, I'm telling you, he can hold it in for a minute. It's like Roger didn't even realize it was him that turned on the light in Ray's head. And like he didn't realize, like, when Roger was talking about it, you're the one that told Ray like how close he was to dying, and you're the one that turned the light on, like, maybe I need to get out of this before it becomes curtains for me. Like, once he realized it, Ray lost his appetite real quick when he realized how close he came to actually dying on that one. It's not good. And it seems like he couldn't get the thought out of his head because he even came home telling wifey he's out. Like, I don't know why he didn't think about, I almost died before this. It actually took Roger talking about it, but it's like Roger's like, oh man, I'll tell you, if it would have clicked in those two things, it'd have been curtains. I couldn't open that up. And it wasn't until hearing that where Ray was like, holy shit, I really did almost die. Like, yeah, that was a crazy one. When she sent Ray and Hannah off to breakfast, I thought maybe she had been like sick or had some kind of illness. Like, I kept waiting for that storyline, but it never came. How'd that make you feel, fandom?
Similar. I'm like, is she some type of sickness and thing? He doesn't want the daughter to see, but then I'm like, nah,
I was just,
not at
I
all.
just
Just tired.
yeah, it was just kind of a weird thing. Like, why don't you guys go get breakfast and let me wake up proper? Like, it just made me think like she was sickly and just wanted, the kid to go out and have a good time and not see like her roughing it or something. I don't know. That just seemed like a weird way to do it.
No, I think it was more her giving the opportunity to make up for that time lost. Because you remember he was supposed to be home a day ago.
Okay. Okay. I like that.
So and she said the girl waited up all night for him and he didn't show up, but now he's there. So you got to make up for that time, bro.
And speaking of making up for lost time, was that adorable or scary hearing how like Hannah just conned and lied her way into that free piece of chocolate pie? Like, what's up, fandom? You think Ray was more angry or proud in that moment?
50-50. Angry at the same time, proud of you.
He's like,
I told y'all keep an eye on that girl.
I mean, that she was like 4 when like, I don't know. She was like 6 when that happened. That was insane.
Also, can I just point out this actually shows a bit of the precedent that she already knew who Ray was.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
She's been eavesdropping like literally all their conversations. She's a sponge, damn it.
That's true. Little ones know. Little eyes, big ears. We see Ava and Ray seem to be down together since Jump Street, like putting it to work together. But why did Ray tell Roger they had 70K worth, but when Ava, it was only like 20 to 25K worth? Like, were they fencing the same heist, or were they talking about 2 different things there? Do you guys remember that?
Repeat that?
Yeah, it was the watches.
Mm-hmm.
I think it
The stuff.
I think the price variations probably were different because she said they're the feds were like clamping down a little bit more around her and watching like different transactions going by.
But
she probably had to take a pay cut maybe to fence all that as quickly as they needed.
That is a big pay cut though. 45K. That's like, I mean, that's over in half. That's a lot. I mean,
but you ain't going to prison though.
Yeah, it's. I mean, yeah, it just made me think like maybe this was another switch and that we weren't even supposed to catch that, and they were talking about 2 different fences right there. Because Roger said, "What do you think this is? Like 30-40?" Or he said, "What 40-50?" And Ray said 70. And then all of a sudden he's talking to Ava and she's like 20-25. I was like, "Whoa, that's a big difference." Like, were we supposed to notice that? And that was 2 different things, or was that just the same thing and he was just way off on his numbers? But that's a lot to be honest.
Actually, that's the thought that I just had. Because if we're looking at Ray's MO in this whole the whole scenario for this episode, he seems to like exist on a wish and a prayer. So maybe he was just hoping it was actually going to be that much because he was overly excited, I guess.
I don't know. He seemed to be a lot more.
I don't know.
He seemed to be a lot more on his game than that. Like, he seemed to know the ins and outs of everything, and he's ready for it, 2 steps ahead of everything. And yeah, to just not know or to be that far off, like, that's in half. Like, that's a huge difference. Yeah, that's just too big of a difference. It made me think it was 2 different things that they were talking about. So I don't know if that comes into play or not later, but yeah, it just had me thinking that way. And then Ray has a heart-to-heart with Wifey and says he's serious about getting out. And she was so down. Like, are you sure you're going to be okay with it? Like, starting a business is hard. Like, how was this woman? Dude, this woman was down like 4 flat tires. Like, every man needs a woman like this. Like, most women, like, you need to quit. You need to get out of this. But she was like, are you sure you want to stop? Are you sure you're ready? Like, I was like, damn. I was impressed by that.
Yeah, I mean, she understood. You know, the money was coming in. I mean, and she's got a pretty decent job making her own money too. So I think she understands. They're probably both from the same type of neighborhood, and she gets it.
They come from the same place. Because I was just like, yeah, most people, you'd be hiding things or not saying, like, she was just like, are you sure you're ready to get out? Like, she was all down for the cause. That just impressed the hell out of me.
That or back, it was like a moment before when he tried to get out the game and it just put him back in. So maybe this is just this time I really want to get out. And he's like, you sure?
Are you sure this?
That's possible too. That's possible too.
Before, so yeah, I don't know. That's pretty tight. I don't know. I really like that part.
I will say, homie, he can pick them women though.
Oh, for sure. Ava ain't no joke.
He got some winners.
Who's not nearly as put together as Roger. Like, he was a complete mess back in the day. Like, owes people money. Sounds like he's out there partying all the time. Like, how did he turn his life around and get so financially secure. Or maybe you know, AK. How do you think it happened, man?
No,
Oh, you
actually,
don't know?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
What I will say though, just from judging on this, he probably had a good little nest egg to quote unquote disappear himself and start up this business.
How though? Well, it sounded like he owed money.
Yeah, but there
Unless
would
he got out.
okay. Remember, he went once when they went through with like the final thing.
Mhm.
There was a lot that was stolen in that bag.
That's true.
They didn't recover all that.
That's true. We don't know what was what or what happened. Maybe
Ray snatched the loot, I think, and ran.
could be, and he just made all his money off of that, taking all of it. That could be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's insane. But yeah, it's just like he looks like he's on top of the world and not missing a beat right now. But it looks like back then he was just an absolute mess.
Lazy.
Ray drops a few hints, and Roger tries to sidestep the conversation, but finally Ray just comes straight out with it, telling him, "Yo, man, I am out. I am done with this life. You're gonna have to find another partner." And it was kind of nice, like seeing him try to open his own store and go legit. But we just knew that wasn't gonna work out, didn't we? Like, come on, man. You can't just.
It could have worked out, but the very first freaking customer that comes in there, some douchebag that makes you want to jump over the counter and kick him in the teeth.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't think he was made for that life. Like I said, like you just said, when that rich asshole came in throwing his keys at Ray's, telling him to get it done.
Right. I was like, motherfucker, you need me.
Right.
You can go someplace else.
But then Roger walked in right after that, and I kind of got the feeling that might even been a setup by Roger.
Low key.
Right back in. Like, did you ever get that feeling, either one of you?
I didn't think about it before, but I agree that that's some shit that he would do.
Exactly. Just put him in, get him all hyped up, and make him want to come do it. And they were talking real quick. I bet he's got this. I'll bet it's like that. I bet this is what he's working with. It'd be real easy to do this. Like, he got him hyped up. That really made me think that, like, Roger got that guy to go and do that. Like, that whole thing might have been a setup. But, of course, Roger comes back begging Ray to do just that one last job, which we already know will be the one that gets him caught up. Like, when you're out, just stay out. I mean, when you make that decision, you got to stick with it, because the second you go back on it, it is game over.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I also messed up when we were talking earlier. I forget which point it was, but I called Ray. I meant Roger with how ridiculous and messy he was.
The R&R, right.
Yeah.
But really, though, what was Ray's wife doing bringing that child into that racist-ass country club? Like, why would she ever even put her in that situation? I didn't like that at all.
It's not a problem that she had her there. Sorry, go ahead, Phantom.
Couldn't afford a maid.
Oh, man, I mean, do you have family members? Plus, she was doing all right with Ray. Like, why not just leave her with Ray? She was doing all right. Like, I don't know. I thought Ray maybe...
Possibly get a babysitter. You could have afforded that. And it's not really the issue that she brought her in there, but that she did not properly bring things to entertain that child, so she's not roaming around where she's not supposed to be. And then you put your headphones on, and the girl comes up, she's trying to talk to you. If you would have turned your head to the left, ma'am, you would have seen her there, and you could have squashed the whole situation before it started.
I think it was like highlighting the headphones thing. Like, if she had her headphones off, she probably would have been like more aware of her surroundings. Because the moment she had her headphones on, she did say something to her mom, but the mom wasn't paying attention. So it was just kind of like almost like a foreshadowing, like what's to come.
So brilliant.
I almost want to rescind what I just said. Maybe they didn't come up in the same neighborhood. Maybe she is just understanding like that, because why would any person of color in that setting, whether it's your job to do that or not, why would you impair yourself like that?
Yeah.
There's too many things that can happen in that environment, and you're aloof to everything around you with your back to the door.
Right?
Nah, that makes no sense.
Didn't even tell her to do something or give her anything to do. Just put on her headphones and let the girl run. Like,
so she said, "Can you go do that outside?"
Mm-hmm.
What neighborhood do you think you're working in, ma'am? No, she cannot go outside.
No, she cannot.
The fuck?
Yeah, that whole thing threw me off. I was like, what the hell?
Shenanigans.
That was so ruthless, the way they treated Ray when he just wanted to come in and pick up his wife. Like, what would you do if you heard your child crying out in pain, turn the corner and saw some guy manhandling your baby girl, Phantom?
Destroy him, break his legs, hands.
Yeah. He wouldn't have had a chance to fire
good.
because it would have been game over for that man. I would have snapped his freaking wrist. You put your hands on my little girl? Are you out your mind? Yeah.
Forget the heist. That's why I would have went to jail.
Exactly.
I don't care what kind of trouble she was talking. You come get me.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
let me manhandle her. Nah. You're not gussa.
Got her out here screaming in the hallways while you're holding her hand, hurting. Oh boy, yeah. He would not have been able to wipe his backside for the next 8 months. I'll tell you that.
Also,
No problem.
how did that man not know who she was, though?
Oh, he knew who she was. He didn't care. He's just a racist POS that was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna make a scene because you did something I don't like, and let's go." Like he didn't know Ray was out there. He was just basically taking her like out the front door and gonna throw her out. I mean, just like a dog.
I mean, that doesn't make sense. I mean, yeah, he's definitely a douche, but
yeah, it was crazy.
I don't know. I didn't get the inkling that he knew who she was, but I could be wrong. No.
I don't know. I felt like he did. He was like, "This is not a playground or whatever," but it just doesn't matter. You do not handle my child that way. Like,
say that to her mom.
The poise of his wife.
You know who she is. What the hell?
The poise of his wife trying to de-escalate that situation was insane. If it was me, like you said, I'd have been in jail. Like it would have been.
Like I get this is your job, baby, but he put his hands on my baby. Yeah. He got an answer for that.
Do we even need to point out the fact that her nickname is Squirrel, supposedly because she's so hard to catch? Looks like that asshole snatched her up pretty quick. So how hard are you really to catch, and how'd you get that nickname?
I mean, clearly her kung fu skills were not as on par as they thought.
I was just like, Squirrel is the
still young. She's only a yellow belt, damn it.
Maybe that's the thing that put her. Maybe that's what put her over the side. Like after getting caught that time, she's like, "I ain't never getting caught again." Maybe that. Maybe that's what it was.
I'm saying that this was more than one person's origin story here.
Right?
I told y'all keep an eye on that little girl.
Oh man! And of course, after all this, Ray is more willing to is a lot more willing to pull that one last job just to stick it to these bastards. So I don't know. Everything works out for a reason.
That would have been my reason too.
Yeah. And it seemed like his woman knew what she was thinking before he did. She knew the money was on his mind and tried to talk him into staying on the straight and narrow. But I think deep down, she knew he was going to revert back to what he knows best. Like talking about, "Don't wait up. I'm taking out that rep tonight." You ain't fooling nobody. Taking out a rep tonight. Stop it. Oh, man. You work in paints. Stop it. You're going to go make him an extra spare key in the middle of the night? Oh, the nerve of that club, though, to have the gall to call back Lily to come bail them out.
Son!
And after that, their family. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what would you have told them if they tried to call you back in that emergency, AK?
Oh, Lord. You know what? I low-key have an AK anecdote for that. When I was working at the Courtyard by Marriott one time, I was the accounting manager, so I had to come in and make sure all the books balanced properly from the day before and make sure everything's set in place for the current day. Something was amiss in the night audit report, so I called our night auditor at home, and I'm telling him the situation. He's explaining to me what he did and where I need to go to look to get what I need. I'm like, cool, awesome, thank you so much for your help. In the background, I hear his wife yelling something, but I don't know why she's mad. I ain't asked no questions. Me and him were cool, but, I didn't want to get in their business like that. Come to find out, 20 minutes later, my boss walks in and he says, "Yeah, so I had to fire our night audit guy." I was like, "Wait, huh? You don't think that maybe that's something you need to appraise everybody about first thing in the morning?" So I called him back and apologized because, I get why she was yelling now. So, the audacity, the caucasity of the audacity in that moment for this man to say, "Okay, well, who I got to replace you is fucking up. So can you come just do something with this?" Like he was so ridiculously condescending speaking to her about it. Like he did nothing wrong just a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, exactly. That whole thing
annoying as hell.
I couldn't believe it. And the fact that she did it was like, wait, what? I mean, maybe she just wanted that job back. She knows they're in a money pinch and she's hoping maybe this will get her back in the door or something. But still, that was just amazing. But sadly, she does go back to help them, not knowing that her hubby is also there working for the night. And you think with all that's going down, if she knew, would she try to talk him out of doing that job, or would she be happy that he's getting some payback for him? What do you think, Phantom?
I was thinking the same. She didn't contact Leo at all. That she's gonna return just to help out. it was me, I would not return. Other than like F this job, F this guy who was doing X, Y, and Z to my daughter. So it was like weird.
What do you think? What would you do though? Like if they called him back, do you think like if she knew he was doing that job, would she be like, yeah, get these bastards, or would she have tried to talk him out of doing that job?
I feel like she would have. She possibly would have, helped him a little bit. Create whatever distraction behind the scenes that she could, because she has a reason for being there, so it wouldn't be weird
Again, it just
for them to see her there. But
I say
I don't know.
no, because it's like if he knew that his wife practically worked there, why not have the wife in the plan to help out?
I'm just
Because
saying
well, for that instance, I'm saying is that's the only thing that would help. But he couldn't make that decision beforehand because nobody knew that she was going to get that call.
right. I'm just saying if the wife did know that he was going to do that, and she was going back to help, do you think that she would have tried to talk him out of the job, or she would have been like, yeah, get these bastards back?
No, I don't think she would have tried to talk him out of it because we don't know whether she actually has her job back or not. That could have just been a one-off, and then they would hire somebody else once this big thing that they needed finished it was done.
That's true.
So I do think, though, dang, she's a victim here, but I still got to say, why didn't you call him and tell him what was going down?
Yeah, the communication in that family is
the communication there, it could have saved a few times in this episode. I think could have saved a whole lot of trouble.
Absolutely. I gotta say, Ray's every bit as nimble as my guy Yin from Ocean's 11 when it comes to getting hit. Because, dude, my man gets into some tight spots real quick. Like, he is impressive, flexible. Old man is flexible. And note, with a warning to all you folks out there that like to work with headphones on, be aware of your surroundings, like we were talking earlier. Like, I know it's nice to put on some music and drift off into La La Land, but it can be dangerous, as our poor Lily found out the hard way.
Like, did they not have alarms going off? I mean, did you really not smell the smoke first?
How loud are those headphones?
I'm saying, and those were old school headphones. Like, they're not even earbuds, so there was no noise cancellation or anything.
Right?
Those were like
Not even
1998 headphones.
Like before.
And how did you not smell the smoke?
You would have smelled something.
I don't get it. Even with the door closed, it doesn't make sense to me. So that's probably the one shoddy thing that I'll give them flack on for honestly for the whole season.
Oh, that was just brutal.
That did not make any kind of sense.
I was like, "Girl, get out of there. Be aware of your surroundings. Like, what are you doing? No wonder your little girl got snatched up by the man and you didn't know. Like, you need to be more aware. Come on. So yeah, be careful out there putting them headphones on because it can take you to a different place.
Yep.
But again, my man Ray doing all the hard work, and Roger can't even figure out how to stall some folks for a few extra minutes. Like, he is the worst of partners.
You have one job.
You got one job. Just stop.
One job. You get to be out there drinking and schmoozing with everybody from Caucasus. And you couldn't even do that right.
Oh, man. I'm like, yeah, do something with the security guard, trip, spill a drink, do something. But come on. That was just pathetic. You didn't stop him for not 5 seconds. The worst of partners. Got the easy job, too.
The easy job. Then came in, escalated shit to where it did not need to escalate. And then you fumbled because you're a little bitch. Yeah. When you could have saved this woman's life, but you didn't.
Well, I mean, I was going to say, at least he did get there in time to stop the security guard from arresting Ray, but lighting the place on fire, I mean, as much as I appreciated watching a place like that burn, wasn't that a little drastic, Phantom?
I thought at one point they were going to have that security guard just die in the fire.
That would have been brutal. That would have been brutal, and then end up getting him for murder and arson.
Yeah, but at that moment, they didn't expect to be arrested.
Nobody else knew he was there, though.
That's true. Well, that guy had gotten just enough of a call out when they called in on him. He'd just gotten on his mic like, we need something or problems going on and then that
could have been the perfect. Oh, maybe he was calling because the fire broke out and he
exactly. If they would have taken care of him, that would have squashed it.
I like that. Then the ultimate irony: the one that loses their life in the fire wasn't even supposed to be there. Shout out to a Clerks reference. That was good.
Indeed. So
sick. Roger begs Ray to help him do one last job, only to end up murdering his wife and doing nothing to help when he could have.
Bruh. The flames were still low enough you could have jumped over and got in there and helped her out. But again, still, I'm going to say, how did you not smell the smoke, ma'am?
Plot convenience.
Right, because plot.
Oh, here them people coming and like, I'm not trying to get caught. I'm out.
He ran off with the bag.
Oh, man. Knowing this now and how it all went down, do you think Roger recruited Hannah as a way to like pay back for her mom, or was it more to keep an eye on her and Ray and keep Ray at bay?
No, I think, well, actually, that it's possible he thought that's what he was doing. But I feel like little squirrel girl might have had that in the plans.
Oh, so you think Roger didn't so much as recruit her as her put herself on his radar?
As she went seeking him.
And then that's how.
And I didn't think about that my first watch through, but now that I'm looking at it again and following the breadcrumbs, I wouldn't put it past her.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's both. Like Hannah was seeking him out, and then he sought her out.
It was kismet. It was just going to happen that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it seems, I mean, I don't know. I could see him doing that, just like, man, I killed your mom. I feel bad. Let me hook you up. Or it could just be, I know your dad is going to be coming for me at some point, so let me keep an eye on you so I can
leverage
you.
Yeah. It started out as leverage, but then he saw like, oh shit, she actually knows her shit just like her father. So it's a win-win situation.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
Yeah,
Hannah was such a little Hannah was such a little trooper there at the end, like did what daddy said, just walked away and never looked back. I was so proud of that little girl. Oh, that was such
like a boss.
Mm-hmm. Right. You know, it calls into context that first conversation we saw them have, where she's like, yo, I tried to come see you and they told me that you turned me away.
Yeah, nothing to do with me. Just kill me. I did what you said and it wasn't good enough for you. Like, oh, so brutal. You think Hannah knows that Roger is the one responsible for her mom's death at this point? And if so, like, she's got to have some pretty sick plans of her own. If that's the case, doesn't she, Phantom?
Indeed. No, hold up. Of course.
Oh, what do you think? Does she know? Does she know that he's responsible for her mom's death?
I think so. I don't think they ever cover that. But it would make sense that she knows.
How do you feel about it, Phantom? Does she know that he's the one that killed her mom?
I think so. Because if I'm on the bandwagon that she first wanted to get the payback, and then it just so happened that her father just got out of prison, it's like, oh shit, this is like an evil opportunity just to help out with the revenge. So yeah. And
we saw how good she is with a grift.
I was about to say she's a hell of an actress because get that close to somebody that you know was the reason your mama died. Ooh, that's a good actor because I'd have lost my shit by now.
Talk about the long con.
Yeah, I was about to say you did. Game over. One day with me and you'd be in a room alone. And oh man, do you think?
Because Leo was expected to be in prison for life, right?
Was it life?
Was it life? No, I think he had a few more years.
Yeah, I think it was like
I don't think it was life.
Maybe 25-year sentence, 30-year sentence. No, because 24 years ago he was out doing things. So yeah, I think it was like a 20-year sentence, 15-year sentence.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think that was a bank, right? So I think that probably counted as like grand larceny.
Yeah, I think it might have been 20 years because I think it was 17 years he was in jail. And then he probably had a few more years left.
And he had a few more years left, yeah.
And he didn't know how long he was actually going to have, so he just had to get out and go see his girl.
So he wasn't like part of like her. I'm guessing like whoever her plan was, he was not part of it, or maybe he was. Maybe she was just like waiting for him to come out, but it just probably just moved things up a bit.
Do you think Hannah knows that? Or did she really just find out about Roger when her dad told her about him? Again, do you think like? What do you think it is? Are you both in the camp that she's the one that went in for Roger to recruit her, or do you think Roger did go after her?
I think Roger might believe he recruited her, but I think that it was in her plan in the first place.
So you're both on
to go in there.
It was her that actually put herself into there. I'm kind of starting to lean that way too. I wasn't until we were just talking about it. But I'm kind of leaning that way.
She is her father's daughter.
Absolutely. But that was Kaleidoscope Violet episode, and Phantom. You thought this was the best one yet?
Indeed. Let's stick by it.
It definitely filled in a lot of those gaps and told us what was what and why it was going on. So yeah, I definitely like that. How do you feel? Where did it rank for you, AK?
Probably gonna say number 2.
Up there in the top.
Yeah, number 2 for right now.
I actually like Yellow a lot just because it's the thing that set me up like, oh, okay, what is going on, and got my mind working like, where is this all going? And that's the one that started the question. So I like that one too. But yeah, it's had a few of them. I have not been too let down on this one except for what was it? The orange episode with old girl and rehab.
Yeah.
When they do an entire episode on your favorite character, that's never going to be a favorite. But we get through it, and yeah, I am intrigued and can't wait to see how this one ends up. And it looks like we're going to be doing Red on Thursday. Red will be the next one up.
What is Red?
Yeah, I had to like watch that like ASAP, like right after this.
Make sure you
just in case.
Just in case, let me just get this in. But yeah, we are going to episode Red next, and got just a few trivia questions for everybody up here to see if what you remember from the episode. Let's see if we get episode. It looks like Red is the morning after the heist, so that'll be dope. All right, nice. The morning.
Okay. So yeah, we're not gonna see the heist just yet then.
Right. No, we're gonna keep.
Okay, so yeah, one more before the heist, I think.
Dang. So what is that? 3 more episodes then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. What did I just do that? It looks like we have. Whoops. Get off there. Looks like we have red, pink, white.
And white, yeah.
Yep. 3 more episodes to go. So, yep, 3 more to do, which is perfect. We'll be Thursday in 2 days, and then we'll do Monday and Thursday next week, and then we'll be on to the next one, which we will be letting you know next week what it is.
Yep.
So that's going to do it for this episode. Just got a couple of trivia questions. See if anybody remembers anything. If you know the answers, put them in the chat box. If you're watching later, put it in the comment section down below. What kind of safe was Ray trying to break into in the beginning of the episode?
I want to say Gibson, but I know that's not it.
It was letters and numbers. Anybody remember which kind of safe it was? What kind of safe was Ray breaking into in the beginning of the episode? You know that? Put it in the chat box down below. What kind of watch did Roger point out in the closet that Ray ended up stealing for him?
The Rolex?
That was incorrect.
No.
One I've never
Pocket watch?
It was not. Oh, yeah, these are deep dives. Going deep. Let's see if we can get one a little bit easier. How much did Roger say they could get for that watch?
$15K?
It's like 20. Oh, wait, no. It was high. He was thinking 70 something, I think.
No, that was for the whole haul.
Oh, for the
40?
whole haul. Okay, 25, 30 maybe?
Incorrect.
Something in that range. I don't remember the exact.
If you guys know what it is, write in the comment section down below. Keeping it moving. What state did Hannah guess the family from the next table over was from?
Indiana?
Wisconsin?
Oh, wow. Nice hit. Wisconsin. Absolutely correct. We got one in. That's a tough
Had a
one.
feeling that was going to be one of the ones.
Nice. Most excellent. What was Ray's wife's name?
Mary?
April?
Incorrect.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Anybody remember out there, what was Ray's wife's name? Who did Ray say he had to take out so he was going to be home late?
Damn it, you just said
Garbage?
it ago. Yeah.
What was that?
It says something that was with the key shop he tried to use.
Absolutely. Who did Ray say he had to take out so he's going to be home late? You know that one? Put it in the comments. Wow, this is a tough one. And last but not least, how fast did Lily say she could be back at the club when they called her back after they fired her?
15 minutes? 15, 20 minutes?
Correct. Wow, man, I made these tough. Good Lord, I'm looking at these going, damn, those are hard. If you know that one, write in the comment section down below. But that is going to do it for us. Absolutely fantastic episode. Like Phantom said, one of the best, his favorite so far. And yeah, it got me excited. And now can't believe I just looked up and saw Red is going to be one day after the heist. So that'll be interesting. See who made it, what happened, what went down. And it'll be weird to show us after the aftermath and then be going back like probably the day before and what happened on it. So
It's going to give you some very interesting questions, and I think that they designed it like that on purpose, having the high school
Unless we go watch episode right now.
I mean, you could.
Oh, watch that one. Yeah, exactly. Oh, but yep, we're gonna be watching Red. Any other announcements out the door?
I think we have trivia coming up this Friday.
Cinco de Star Wars.
So yeah, Cinco de Star Wars. Yeah, pretty much. We're circling in Cinco de Mayo, and May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you, and all the questions and trivia that comes with it. Absolutely.
Indeed.
Oh, we'll be up in the club doing it Cinco de Mayo style. It's gonna be a monster weekend. Yeah, it's a monster weekend. Got the club Friday, Saturday, and then a buddy getting married on Sunday. And oh goodness, it's gonna be a
hey, drink one for me.
It's gonna be a long one. We'll definitely do that. So that's gonna do it for us. We're gonna be back up with episode Red in just 2 days on Thursday. So hope we see you guys there. Hope everybody's having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. And until we see you Thursday night, be easy, everybody.